WCZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
This is Sports Center.
Good morning. I'm Doug Brown. In the last 7 years, 7 different champions. That's an NBA first, as the Oklahoma City Thunder beat the Pacers in Game 7, 103-91. It's the first title for the Thunder. The team moved to OKC from Seattle in 2008. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander with 29 points and 12 assists to win Finals MVP. Pacers point guard Tyrese Halliburton leaves the game in the first quarter with a possible right Achilles injury. The U.S. men's national team finishes 3-0 in Gold Cup group play with a 2-1 win against Haiti. The Americans advance for the quarterfinals. Wideout and defensive back Travis Hunter signs his 4-year rookie contract with the Jaguars, worth almost $47 million, fully guaranteed. He was the second overall pick in the draft.
By now, you know about Eagle Masonry and Insulation, and maybe you know that Eagle also does landscaping and dirt work. But how about after paint work? Shower doors, shelving, and mirrors, all taken care of by Eagle, the same Eagle that takes care of all your masonry, insulation, and landscaping needs. Eagle brings the same level of expertise to all these disciplines, and they're ready to provide you with a free quote. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
Tom Abraham Show. Weekdays beginning at noon on 97.7 ESPN The Zone and WCZN TV.
Joe Hunk, John Abraham, 256-576-4977. Welcome to the Blitz.
Welcome into another week of sports talk, hoops, gas, all of that good stuff here on the Blitz. John Abraham, Joe Hunk, 2 hours straight of all the fun here on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Welcome in to the show. We appreciate you guys popping in for another week with us as we recap what happened over the weekend with LSU capping off the College World Series with a win, making it 6 straight for the SEC. Of course, Vanderbilt back in 2019, the COVID year, nothing happened that time. Mississippi State, of course, in 2021 with Chris Lemonis. On top of that, Ole Miss, LSU, Tennessee, and then LSU yet again, second straight for Jay Johnson. So good for them as the SEC reigns supreme over Coastal Carolina, which, Joe, I mean, we had a guest on last week, and they did a great job breaking down Coastal Carolina. We don't get a lot of Coastal Carolina conversation in this show. We don't get a lot of those shows or teams that are outside of the SEC on. And I will say, you know, the 26th straight was impressive, and could they have made it even more? Possibly, but at the same time, it's hard to keep that consistent throughout such a long stretch. And for Coastal Carolina, it just came to an end as they fell to LSU in 2 games over the weekend. But congratulations to them. On top of that, a little less exciting. I mean, I don't even think the players actually cared that they won this thing. OKC, the Thunder. I mean, think about the team with Kevin Durant. They were on the cover. I mean, they were one of the top teams in all of basketball. They never won a championship. And then it took yesterday against this Pacers team that has found such a amazing stretch with Tyrese Halliburton, who sadly goes out in the beginning of this one with a Achilles injury, and it's devastating for this team. And then OKC goes on to win this thing with a young, talented roster, and it looked like they just didn't care.
I actually was double checking it was Game 7.
I think they were too.
Did. I was so confused, and I will tell you, I watched the fourth quarter.
Wow, you actually watched it.
It was the only reason was because everything else was done. Sunday Night Baseball was done. Obviously, Braves and Marlins were done.
Yeah.
You know, College World Series was done. Everything's done. And I'm looking up and I'm watching the screen, and I'm getting Sports Center, and the first thing I see was, you know, end of third, and I went, man, God bless it. Fine, I'll turn it over. And so I turned it over, and I had it on my screen. I'm going, all right, it's Game 7. Pacers down by like 12, 14. Like, okay. And I watched it, and then the game ended, and I went, it's game 7, right? Like, this is for the championship, because I ain't see anybody celebrating.
Compare that to the Stanley Cup Finals celebration.
Stanley Cup, I mean, dude, they almost bladed each other trying to jump onto a dog pile. And that was the second one in 365 days.
I mean, they nearly destroyed the trophy.
I mean, seriously.
They said, we're going to take the world down with us. And that was their second one in a row. I mean, for the Florida Panthers, for OKC, this is the first one in franchise history. And it looked like they weren't too happy about it.
Okay, it's first time in OKC history. It's not the first time in franchise history.
Sorry.
It's the first time in OKC history.
The amount of times these franchises move.
Well, and they've been in OKC for forever. That was the other part. This is not like you had a bunch of players on this OKC team that had won multiple championships all around the NBA, and they're like, hey, guys, glad it happened. This city, that state had never won a professional championship. We forget there's nothing else in Oklahoma. There is nothing else. They're colleges. They have college football, obviously college softball. We see those things because Oklahoma City is where the College World Series is. They have nothing. And the fans are going crazy, and all the players are just kind of high-fiving each other. And
we did it.
What?
Let's go to Sonic after this.
What? They're putting the hats on. It's like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, we got a hat. Like, and I'm just.
The hats look terrible.
Oh yeah, hats are horrible.
That merchandise is woof.
Yeah. They spend as much as on that as they did all the icons on the court just to show that it was the NBA Finals. Like, you want to talk about a league that made me feel like I didn't miss anything just by not watching the rest of the NBA playoffs? It was like they didn't even care that they had just won the championship.
Probably because it's scripted.
Shut up. And
we had that conversation.
No, it's so incredibly dumb. Trust me, if it's scripted, OKC is nowhere in the top 15 teams that they would want winning the NBA championship.
You're not wrong.
So I'm just thinking to myself, what the heck? How is this happening? Like, you saw LSU win the national championship like 3 or 4 hours before this. Dog pile in the middle of the field. You had the Florida Panthers. Like, it was an honor. Like, they've released the video. It was an honor when the head coach told them, hey, you guys are going to be out when buzzer hits 0. Like, that was an honor for the fourth line to be out on the ice whenever the game ended. Like those, and I'm just looking at this going, come on. Like, I had to push you to be excited about it. Like, I'm telling you, did I not tell you, even with the Havoc, which is single A hockey, if they would have won the SPHL championship, I was getting in the dog pile.
And I've seen them win before.
So I'm watching the NBA Finals, and I'm thinking, is there another round after this? Like, what's happening? Like, these guys didn't even act like they were excited. I don't know if it was because they basically knew they'd won the championship for a good hour and a half. I have no idea.
Mm-hmm.
But I was so let down.
I don't even think it was that. I mean, you get a shutout pretty much in the Stanley Cup Finals. It wasn't a shutout, but it was an absolute bludgeoning. And I mean, you see them excited like it's nobody's business, and it's everybody's business down in Miami. And of course, they go on, kind of mess up the Stanley Cup trophy. There's multiples, but I mean, those
part of the story.
That's excitement right there. I mean, they spent thousands of dollars at DQ right after the game because they won this thing.
And they woke up their neighbors.
They woke up the neighbors
in this place. They knocking on doors. Come on out. We partying.
It's hard to go anywhere on social media without seeing something from that Florida team just left over from that Stanley Cup. And I love that. Another thing that you've probably been seeing on social media is this whhole thing about the Fanatics games.
Yeah, I have no idea what that was.
I didn't even know this was a thing that was going on.
I didn't know it was a serious thing. Like, everybody talked
I didn't know either.
like Tom Brady won the Fanatics games. I'm like, I don't even what is that?
He doesn't need $1 million more.
I just saw people joking around the entire time. Like I
did too.
It looked like an SEC fan fest.
It really did.
It looked like SEC fan fest before the SEC championship over in Atlanta, where you're just goofing off and having fun and seeing if you can kick a field goal from 40 yards out without tearing your ACL.
At one point, Tom Brady was dressed up in his old gear, and I think Rob Gronkowski was as well. And he tossed him the Super Bowl trophy, and like the Super Bowl hilt like came off, and I'm just like, okay, so it's a nice little clip. Where did this clip come from? Why are there two of these guys in the same area with all of these fans around? And then I learned that they're stars from across the entire states of America. Jake Paul, Logan Paul, I don't know, I get them mixed up. Odell Beckham was there. Russell Wilson was on location. On top of that, you saw guys. Jaden Daniels showed up. Joey Ice. Have you seen the clip of Joey Ice not being good at baseball?
Who's Joey Ice?
Joe Burrow.
Okay, thank you.
You know Joe Burrow.
I thought you were talking about
like a rapper,
Daniel Jones or something. I had no clue who you were talking about.
No, but there are some interesting names that showed up at this event.
I saw him totally like go wide left on the throw
every time.
Again, there were WWE wrestlers that were there. John Cena was there. Cody Rhodes was there. I saw all of that. But again, I just thought it was a big festival. I didn't know it was just some sort of, there's actually a winner and a loser to this thing.
Well, there was a bunch of games. It was kind of like a little bit of an Olympic thing that was going on. And this was in New York, and it had a point system. Obviously, it had
Brady probably got more excited than what the entire Oklahoma City Thunder team did.
Yeah, well, I'll admit this. Okay, he won $1 million at the end of this event. He's giving $5,000 to each of the contestants, which includes fans and players. All right, of various sports. The number one prize was the $1 million. Okay, number two prize was a Ferrari 296 GTB. I have no idea what that is, but it's a brand new Ferrari, costs $300,000.
Okay, so basically $300,000.
Pretty much.
Yeah, okay.
And insurance with that. Third place was a LeBron 2003-2004 Topps Chrome Gold refractor rookie card that most recently sold for $250K.
Okay, so basically just as much as the car.
I'll take the car. Thank you very much. I don't care about the insurance. I'll take the car. I don't think I'm going to be wanting to even sell that LeBron thing. That's the choice you have to make. The LeBron rookie card, would you sell it? Would you keep it and let it kind of gain a little bit of money? Or would you get the Ferrari, fly super fast, and then get pulled over like your name is Shedeur Sanders? I mean, I'd like to feel like a superstar. The Ferrari's pretty cool. $1 million would have been great. I don't know how Tom Brady won this because it consisted of basketball challenges, obviously baseball pitching. On top of that, some football challenges. Hockey. I didn't see any of the hockey.
Yeah. They basically, if it was, I saw it because Cody Rhodes did it. They put two like dryers on top of each other, like you're down in the basement.
Yeah,
and you had to fire into it. And he nailed it. Wow. So I saw the hockey again. I thought it was just a bunch of people having fun. I genuinely did. I didn't know this was a real contest because like John Cena did the 3-point shooting contest and he was just goofing off. So I thought that's all this was just having fun. I didn't know there was an actual winner in this.
Yeah, there's actually 3 winners. The third place winner was a fan, so that's pretty cool. But the fourth place was James Harden. Number 5 was Eli Manning. So there's some big names here, okay?
So you have that, but also with LSU winning the baseball national championship, that means that the 2024-2025 year is officially done.
Why do you think I'm talking about the Fanatics games?
No, trust me. It's way better than that. I promise you. How many national championships did the SEC win over the last of this school year?
This is a John Abraham quiz game?
No, this is not. This is about to be a, wait a second. This is a sport quiz game.
Okay.
Yes. The SEC won 9.
All right.
Obviously, you had Florida in men's college basketball, LSU in baseball, Texas in softball. The other winners were women's gymnastics, went to Oklahoma.
Of course.
Men's swimming and diving went to Texas. You also have Texas A&M sharing a national championship with USC. Almost said South Carolina, but it's actually the other USC for men's track and field. Georgia won women's track and field. Georgia also won a national championship in women's tennis and equestrian.
Nice.
Okay.
I know about equestrian. So
yeah,
I dabbled in equestrian once before.
It was dressage, wasn't it? It's my favorite. Dressage.
Everybody popping out of the water at the same time.
So dumb.
Men's equestrian.
Now, there are 3 sports.
Wait, isn't equestrian horse racing?
That's not horse racing. It's like, it's the sports that you see in the Olympics with horses.
I get mixed up.
Dressage,
I thought it was the swimming thing.
The jumping.
No,
that's not dressage.
You say equestrian, I think of swimming. I think
for
of
aquatics. That's the reason why you know.
So it's the horse thing. Okay.
That's with swimming and diving.
Damn it, we've had these conversations.
I know.
before.
That's why I'm so out of the loop when it comes to this. Okay. I was like, wait, what are you talking about? No, dressage is the horse dancing that looks incredibly dumb. That is somehow an Olympic sport.
Gotcha.
Okay. So in the state of Alabama, if you do not know, esports is an accredited AHSAA sport.
Trying to get it for the RCAs, maybe an RCA award.
It would actually be awesome. I mean, it is a sport.
I think it's cool. Shout out.
So esports is a thing that you can win a state championship. You can win a little blue state trophy for. Okay. I only say that because I have the list of all of the national championships in sports across all of the NCAA. Most of them, makes sense. Wisconsin won women's hockey. Western Michigan won men's hockey. I think that's Western Michigan. Could be totally wrong. It's just a horse head that looks like the one from UAH. So
it's a horse head. Yeah, it's Western Michigan.
You have Wake Forest won men's tennis. Rowing went to Stanford. Wrestling went to Penn State. Rugby, Cal. Okay. By the way, Youngstown State won bowling national championship this year.
Damn it.
Okay.
Jax will get them one day.
But then there's 3 that I have no clue of and had no idea that these were actually sports.
Get the green
according
book.
to the NCAA.
Get that book out, Joe.
I'll have that for you when we come back. Out of all the national championships that were handed out over the 2024-2025 season, there are 3 that you are going to look at your radio, look at WZZN TV, or even just look at your app that you're staring at right now as you listen to us, and you're going to go, are you serious? Next on the Blitz, 256-576-977 as we get this Monday going on 97.7 ESPN The Zone, ESPN Winchester, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Joe Hunk, John Abraham. You can watch the Blitz live now on X at 97.7 ESPN.
The state's largest orthopedic group is growing to meet the needs of the patients in our community. The Orthopedic Center has long been the most trusted name in orthopedics in North Alabama. So as our area continues on the fast track, so does the need for premier orthopedic care anywhere and anytime you need it. TOC is proud to announce the opening of our new locations in Albertville and Hampton Cove, along with the grand opening of our newest office in Decatur. These clinics will offer the same high-quality orthopedic care you have come to associate with TOC with the convenience of being closer to home. As a patient, your time is your most precious asset, and we recognize that at TOC. That's why we are also proud to announce the opening of our urgent ortho clinics to handle those bumps and bruises that need prompt attention. These clinics are available to care for acute orthopedic injuries with no appointment necessary. With 38 physicians, 20 centers of excellence, and now more than a dozen locations to serve you, TOC will continue to be the name you turn to for the best orthopedic care at the right time. Visit our website at visittoc.com for more information. TOC, helping you live a better life.
Are you tired of power outages disrupting your life? It's time for a Generac standby generator from Current Electrical. Storms may rage outside, but inside your family's powered up. So why choose Current Electrical for your generator needs? 1, we offer a wide range of models to suit every budgeted energy requirement. 2, our project managers handle every step of the process: power, gas, permitting, and inspections. 3, our certified technicians install your generator with precision, ensuring peace of mind. Don't wait for the next blackout. Call 256-880-1880 or visit us online at jetsuperstore.com.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
A wise man once said, if you take care of old folks and children, everything in the middle will take care of itself.
Hi, I'm Danny Aldridge, lawyer in Alabama and Tennessee. In the next 20 years, the number of those folks over 65 years of age will more than double. In our golden years, the most important goal is to be treated with dignity and have control over doing what makes you grateful with those you love. At the Aldridge Law Firm and the Legal Town Center, we're dedicated to help you with these goals, and we'll be there when life throws you those inevitable curveballs. Let us assist you with your legal needs, whatever they may be or become. You may reach us by phone at 256-534-3188 or online with Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. Just remember, we're here to help. Whether it's personal injury, wrongful death, fraud and cheat, or estate planning made complete, we're here to help.
This is Steve Moulton for Tellini's Italiano. Tellini's Italiano is located right in front of the Walmart, right off of University, behind the McDonald's. More or less catty corner from Topgolf. It's one of my favorite places to go to, and if you go there, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, you need to try the baked spaghetti, add a meatball. Also try the baked ziti with meat sauce, add sausage. You'll thank me. Save room for some pizzas and paninis as well. And don't forget about dessert as well. The best cheesecake I have had here in North Alabama is at Tellini's Italiano. Find out for yourself today. That's Tellini's Italiano, right off of University Drive in front of the Walmart. Located online at Tellinis.com. That's TELLINIS.com. Let's get some Tellini's tonight.
The following liner is courtesy of Frank Caliendo. Check out Frank online at frankcaliendo.com.
Listen to the drive with Wes Neighbors. I mean, Wes played at Alabama and he worked on the sled. I mean, it all comes down to the sled. I mean, I love the sled. Wes knows what I'm talking about. But as for Steve, I mean, Steve, he's one of those guys. The only sled he knows about was the one on Snowy Hill. Boom.
You've seen those beautiful epoxy floors in a garage or carport area and have probably wondered, how can I get that done? Well, the answer is Lifetime Epoxy Floors. Lifetime Epoxy Floors is an A-plus rated business with the Better Business Bureau and has been family-owned for over 14 years. They do both residential and commercial applications and get most jobs done in a day. Lifetime Epoxy Floors' motto is, we love what we do, and it shows. Visit LifetimeEpoxyFloors.com to schedule a free estimate today and check them out on Facebook.
Ball with Scott Tyson and Drew DeArmond. Weekday mornings beginning at 7 a.m. Only on 97.7 ESPN and the 97.7 ESPN The Zone app.
Plumbing, roofing, and restorations getting the fun started with us today. They're the guys you need to talk to about all of your roofing needs. If you're having any roofing problems, make sure you look them up online, PlumbingHSV.com, the place to find them. Joe, the random showers over the weekend definitely did not help with the heat. It was gross all weekend long. I can't say I hated the showers because I was chilling inside with the AC and resting assured that I knew my roof was going to hold up. But outside of that, going outside literally was absolute. It was terrible.
Yeah, because I spent Friday and Saturday outside. If I took my shirt off on camera, don't need to do that, you would see the wonderful sunburn outline that I had because I
just don't see it.
No, good. Yeah, you shouldn't.
Your arms aren't that tan.
No, which is kind of crazy actually, because I mean, I was fried on Saturday. No, I spent all day on Friday out getting everything cut because we went and we visited with Wes, did the visitation for his mom over there at First United Methodist, and we hung out with them for a little bit. And then after that, I came home and my wife and the kids and everybody were all at the pool. So I said, all right, cool.
Dad day.
I was like, you know what? If I cut grass now, I don't have to do it like on Sunday or something when I really don't want to do it. So let me just knock this out. I'm done for the weekend.
Yeah.
I'm set. I don't do anything for the rest of the weekend. So I did. Then the next morning, my wife says, hey, can you go cut my dad's grass? Yeah, sure. No problem. I did. Now he's got a 0-turn mower. So it was so much fun to do.
Big yard though?
Oh, it's probably.
What's he doing with the big old 0-turn?
I would say probably about 2 acres.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then that's valid.
It feels like 2 acres anyway. It may only be an acre, but it feels like 2 acres. So yeah, it was totally cool. I love doing it, but it was just funny because I'd already done all the grass cutting before him. But suntan coming in because sunburn is going away. Boom.
Yeah.
But then it pours down rain right after.
Yeah, you getting ready for summer, and you're cutting the grass and all of that stuff. I was cutting something else. All right. For the first time, and I think probably 15 years, Joe. I know it's all about manscaping. We got to make sure we stay pretty.
Oh, I do a ton of that.
My beard looking real nice right now. It's not gonna in the next 2 days. I shaved my armpits for the first time in 15 years. I gotta admit, Joe, this is the most uncomfortable feeling I've had in a long time.
All right, so I cannot judge this because if you've never noticed, I literally manscape everything.
Yeah, you don't have hair on your arm.
Oh, I shave my entire body. Yeah. Now I shave the entire body, head to toe.
Why don't we have like a sponsorship with Manscaped?
I mean, again, it's salesperson sell that. Absolutely.
Into our DMs.
Yeah. See, so I mean, get from shaving the head. All obviously I keep the beard and the hawk. So there's but everywhere else, totally shave it. Every single bit of it. I hate. Reason being is if you ever have met my father, and I know a lot of people that listen to 97.7 ESPN The Zone or ESPN Winchester, or they're watching right now on WZZN TV. Yeah. They've met him, through all of his years at the VBC. He is a hairy man. I would be the exact same way. Got into baseball. What happens whenever you're playing baseball? Ugh. So two reasons happened. Okay, first it started off with the arms because I was so incredibly hairy that when you wrapped your wrists for baseball, even if you use like the pre-wrap and all that other stuff, when you're taking it off, it pulls the hair. And I was like, screw this, shave the arms. Well, then when I transitioned from outfield to catcher, when I was playing at UAH, the first 2 or 3 practices, I'm catching and the catching equipment kept pulling the hairs out of my legs. I'm like, God, this sucks. So the starting catcher comes over to me and he goes, so how's everything going? Like, you getting comfortable and all that? I was like, well, comfortable with the position? Yes. But dude, how do you deal with all every single time I stand?
Oh, I'm as clean as a
hair
swimmer.
Pulled everywhere. And he seriously does. He pulls up a pants leg. He goes, look, I promise you it'll make a difference. So the next day I go home, I do it. I come back to practice the next day. I get down, I start catching. I'm going, and he knew. He could look in my face and he goes, shave the legs, didn't you? I said, oh my God, this is amazing. Like, there's no hair pulling whatsoever. This is so great. So then it just went, and then I just kind of became addicted to the fact that I didn't have the hair that would get pulled all the time.
Yeah.
And then also when you have little kids, they love to pull the hair. Like even my daughter now that's like 8 weeks old, whenever she's having one of her little fits, she grabs my beard. She would grab arm hair. She would grab everything if I had it. So I just don't have it.
I'd love to have the rest of this conversation right now, but at the same time, I think this is for off air. I need to know the maintenance behind that, but
I have a routine.
Yeah, we'll talk about that a little bit more later.
I do have. Well, I mean, I can go ahead. It's easy.
Real quick, go.
I do one every day, like one part of the body every day. Do legs one day, do arms one day, do chest one day.
Sounds like a workout.
Just goes through the routine daily.
I'd rather not have to shave something every single day.
It only takes like a minute.
Okay.
It doesn't take long. Once you get into the routine.
Like straight up razor?
Yeah.
Golly.
Yeah.
I just get nair at that point and just like pour it on my body.
That burn, that smell.
Yeah.
Ooh, I tried that.
Okay.
That is not working.
All right.
No, it doesn't work.
Well, so you were talking about some national champions that are working in some sports that we don't really think of too often, Joe. I need to know this list. Obviously, you brought up the SEC and how many national championships they've won across all of their sports. You said 9 across this academic year.
Yes.
So what's the rest?
Okay, so the SEC won 9. I didn't calculate the other ones because I really didn't care.
And there's also there's extra national championships as well outside of the main.
There are like you could say Oregon State won racquetball. It was, things like that. First place in men's and women's. Okay, cool. Then there's 3 that I just sit and go, okay, we're not going to, some people don't want to consider esports like a contest. Like in the state of Alabama, you can win a state championship for esports. And I know there's people that kind of roll their eyes going, seriously, you can win a state championship for video games?
It's pretty awesome.
Actually, you can. There are 3 here, and I'm going to let you know who the national champions are. It's not going to give away what championships they won.
Okay.
Kansas State.
Corn shucking.
You're really not far off. Texas Tech and Idaho.
Oh my gosh.
Those three schools won national championships in one of the most strangest national sports for the NCAA that I've ever even heard of. Sports.
Okay.
All right. So you joked about Kansas State and you called it what? Corn shucking?
Corn shucking, baby. Taking out the hairs, ripping off the corn shucks.
Kansas State won a national championship in the 2024-2025 collegiate year for crop judging.
Wow. Crop judging?
Judging. I don't even know what crop judging is. Can somebody from like FFA? Future Farmers of America, can you tell me what crop judging is?
Triple H?
No, not Triple H. I mean, we know Triple H. Are you ready for the game? That guy. Yeah. What I'm asking Google now, what is crop judging?
Do they just judge? Or is it like one of those things where the word means something else?
The evaluation of crops, including plants, seeds, and grains based on their quality, viability, and marketability.
So is there a judge for the crop judgers?
I don't know.
And what would their name be? The crop judgers?
This contest. Okay, so Virginia Tech is involved in this. They have an entire page about crop judging. And the very first thing you do when you go to their website, there's this picture of, I guess there are 5 crop judgers that are up in like a suite somewhere in New York City. So it gets you places.
Okay.
It says the Virginia Tech crops judging was established in 1989. There have been over 100 crop judgers at Virginia Tech. Requirements, trying to see at each contest, the Federal Grain Inspection Service and individual coaches and contests prepared the seeds, grain samples. The contest has 3 parts: identification of plants, seeds, and plant diseases, commercial grain grading, and seed analysis for purity. That's only 2. Like what? I guess and plant diseases apparently is one of them. That's it. There was a period. The sentence is over.
Okay.
So that is crop judging.
Huh.
All right, there's one.
Idaho potato peeling.
No.
Not even close.
No, that's like America and American football. Let's be honest. There's nobody else in the world that does it as good. Let's be
What
straight.
else is Idaho up to? I don't know. What are they doing?
It involves potatoes.
No, it doesn't.
Soil judging. Idaho, the Idaho Vandals are your 2025 soil judging national champions.
Wow. I wonder if they do it all in that awesome football facility they got.
What they going to? Hey, that's artificial and it's blue. National champ right here. Look at how great they were. Those are tire pellets in between those. Just letting you know.
Coming in second.
Yeah, I mean
Sycamore State.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what the heck? Okay, so there's soil judging. Not going to look this up, but I guess it's kind of along the same lines as crop judging. You know how pure the dirt is, how well it'll grow. And then comes Texas Tech. Any guesses since we've went soil judging and crop judging?
I feel like there's some cowboys out there. All right.
Okay.
But I feel like this also is going to fall into the agriculture category of national championships. I'm going to say cattle herding judging.
You're actually not far off again.
It sounds ridiculous.
It does sound ridiculous.
But I feel like if they could do the crop judging and like the farm judging or whatever the other one was, I feel like that wouldn't be too far off. Just an educated guess.
Texas Tech is your 2024-2025 meat judging national champions.
Damn.
In this competition, individuals evaluate beef, pork, and lamb carcasses and cuts based on factors like quality, yield, and overall value. Texas Tech.
I feel like they should just do like the butcher contest. You know how like what is it? STHL I'm going to get into some off the wall things. I'm talking about the I think there's an I somewhere in there for the chainsaws and all of that, how they have that type of competition they're cutting the wood and all that stuff.
Like the manly man
Yeah,
competition?
exactly. I feel like that could also be something that is a national champion worthy competition, I mean, cutting.
The guy that can run up the tree.
Except for
trying to climb the whatever that is.
Yeah, just butchering.
Chainsaw carving competition.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the Ready Steady Chainsaw International Carver Speed Contest. That's what it is. So Texas Tech is your meat judging national champion. Kansas State is your crop judging national champion. And Idaho is your soil judging national champion.
And esports isn't viable for national championships.
And Coastal Carolina had a manager that got thrown out because he said you missed 3 strikes or 3 calls.
3 balls. I mean,
how ridiculous was that?
This is the worst time to do it. I mean, in a game where you're already kind of playing from behind, because winning one after your first loss is already going to be tough enough. I mean, these are the type of games that you fall into a little bit of a drought of. All right. We see it in the MLB all the time. Coastal Carolina loses game 1 in devastating fashion.
They got dominated. Cade Anderson, I mean, he threw 130 pitches.
All it takes is 1 hit, Joe.
It did.
I don't think it's domination. I think that both teams were doing a great job on defense to hold each other to a low-scoring game. Here's the thing, though. 1-0, still devastating. It's going to hurt your confidence because you could not get 1 run on the board. And on top of that, well, you lost by 1 run. Game 2 comes around. You need full confidence. You need a full reset. You need your coach, your manager, by your side. What does he do? Well, few innings in, he's already out of the game. After it wasn't
even a few innings.
Absolutely.
It was even a half an inning.
Embarrassing course of events that happened where we see an ump fall onto the ground in the goofiest way possible. Crowd goes wild. And he gets kicked out of the game and suspended for 2 games next year. Now, of course, there's probably going to be appeal coming soon enough because I don't think he pushed that guy down. I think he definitely tripped over his fellow umps, because there were 3 of them in the area. But this was absolutely ridiculous. And to see the way Coastal Carolina was able to battle back, of course, score their 3 runs throughout this one. They scored a run in the next inning. I believe that came off of a home run. Yeah, it did. And then later on in the game, of course, they get 2 more. And you thought that maybe 8th or 9th inning, Coastal would be able to do something, because LSU has not for a majority of this game. There's been a lot of stranded batters at this point. Coastal Carolina doesn't. Double play ends the game. LSU is your national champion. I feel like it's tough for Coastal because this is like the first time they've lost games since April 21st, I believe.
Seriously. I mean, no, they hadn't lost a game, and that they were on a 26-game losing streak.
But LSU on the
Cade
same
Anderson
page.
pitched amazing in game 1. Like you can't take that away from him. He pitched so well, and he was handling Coastal Carolina's offense, which nobody had really done, that Jay Johnson felt like, you know what? We can give him this inning. Like, we can let him go out, even though he was well over 100 pitches. And they knew, look, he's done after this anyway. Like, what does it matter? Like, if he wants to go, then let him go. This is the national championship round. I'm going to do everything I can to win the national championship. The part that gets me upset about the Kevin Schnaub and him getting thrown out was the way that it happened. The umpire totally overreacted about it was going on. Plus, what Schnall was doing was he was trying to set a tone with the home plate umpire early in the game to give himself in the Coastal Carolina a little bit of room. They know that this is an elimination game. They know that their season is on the line. And they also know that early on in this game, because they have cameras in their dugout as they're watching as well, that the home plate umpire had already missed calls. This is like what he was doing, without a better way of saying, is he was greasing the umpires. What he was doing, you see it in basketball all the time. You see it in football. You see the head coach will go out there and he'll say something that's like, "Oh, you gonna let 2-2? pull on my wide receiver like that all night? You're not going to call anything? You're going to let him just grab the back of his neck like that every single time that he makes his cut? Are you going to do that? Like, he says these things so that the umpire or the referee or the line judge or whatever it is pays attention to it a little bit more, and they don't get that call. Hey, watch out for 7-6. He's holding every single play. He's not even hiding it. He's basically wrapping up my defensive lineman. You say these things so that the umpire pays attention, because the judge will pay attention. All he was doing was saying, you've already missed 3. You may want to tighten it up a little bit, because what's going to happen is later on in the ball game, one that may be a little bit outside, it's in the umpire's head. Hey, actually, maybe you're right. I may have missed a couple on that. Let me just go ahead and tighten this up just a little bit. And he tightens it up for both teams, and now you have an advantage, because now your players aren't having to worry about an umpire that's calling strikes outside the strike zone when it's obviously not. If I remember correctly, if the way this happened, he got so upset because the breaking ball that his runner on first stole second on got called a strike, even though it wasn't even close to being a strike.
Just a little outside.
And that's the reason why he got so upset. He said, you've already missed 3. And he was counting the one that he just missed because it was a breaking ball inside that was probably a foot off the plate, or at least it looked like it whenever I watched the replay again. Like, that's what he was greasing the umpire up. He was trying to get his team to have a little bit of an advantage and make the strike zone just a little bit smaller for the remainder of the game, because he was trying to give his team every single bit of the advantage. That's all he said. You missed 3, and the umpire goes berserk on him and tells him that he's out of the ball game because he said that you missed 3 strikes. I'm sorry that this game's on national television and you've got an entire packed stadium that's watching you and you've made a mistake. It's my job to be able to talk to you about this stuff. I'm supposed to be able to do that. Heck, I got thrown out of a game one time because I looked back at an umpire and just went, yeah, you know that was low and that was really bad, right? That's all I said. That is all I said.
That's all it takes.
And I got thrown. I'm going, dude, I didn't cuss at you. I didn't call you an idiot. I didn't say you were dumb. I didn't say any of the other things, the one phrase that you shouldn't say.
Who's the umpire here, though, Joe?
But that's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter who the umpire is. It matters about the fact that this was an overreaction by the entire umping crew. This wasn't just one ump, because then you get the first base coach thrown out. I still don't know what he did. Like, it made no sense whatsoever for him to get thrown out.
I literally meant who was the umpire.
I still don't know who it was.
Does Angel...
he got suspended for it. I remember that. I got suspended for it.
Well, no, I'm not talking about your umpire. I'm talking about the umpire in the game the other night.
I mean, the game yesterday?
Yeah.
I have no clue who he was.
Angel Campos. That name ring any bells to you?
I mean, I know the first name, but I mean, there's a lot of people named Angel.
MLB got fired from the MLB for all of those missed calls back in the day.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
This was one of those dudes that was highly controversial in the MLB.
So you have a history of sucking at your job.
2023 also ejected a Clemson player during the College World Series as well, which was very controversial.
Yeah. See, now you have a history of sucking at your job.
Just saying.
Like, look, people are arguing about if we should get the challenge system in Major League Baseball right now. Heck, it looks like we need the challenge system in college baseball. And I know that we can't have it in everything. You could have it in the College World Series. It's one location. You could have it there. You could probably have it at the 16 sites that you're having a regional for. You could have it for the NCAA tournament. With as many cameras and everything else that we have, you're telling me with the millions and millions of dollars, you can't spend a few thousand on this system to put it in, at least for the NCAA tournament itself, when it's instantaneous? That's all he's trying to say. And again, I know it's baseball and umpires make mistakes and all this, but to throw out the manager in what turned into be the deciding game of the college baseball season because he told you that you had missed 3 calls already and you weren't even through the first inning. Now, if he would have said, this is the reason why you're not in the majors anymore, isn't it? After I got chunked, then I would have went off.
Yeah. Well, at that point, that's what MLB managers do all the time.
See, that's what I'm saying.
They get kicked, they're gone. They're going crazy. They're hulking out.
Like, here's my thing. If you throw me out for something that's dumb, then I'm going to make it warranted. Like, that's just, I am going to get my money's worth. So that's when I would have came in because, again, they all study the umpires. They all study everything, and they know who's calling what. So you say, that's when I went. Then I would go up to him and be like, so this is why you got fired.
There's got to be a better way, though.
How on earth are you in the national championship game right now? Because this is our World Series, and we know that you're not good enough to call games in the other World Series. Geez. So why are you in our World Series?
There's got to be a better way to approach the ump and let him know your feelings. Instead of this, I mean, in between innings, just come up to him, tell him. Is there any other way, Joe? Or is there a possibility that regardless of how you approach it, you're going to get kicked out of the game?
Well,
because there did need to be something said.
Well, look, and the other portion of this is the NCAA put out a note that says, here's the reason why he got thrown out, because you can't argue balls and strikes after a warning and all of this. First off, I think even, I can't remember, no, it wasn't Jay Johnson, but it was even Schnall that said, I never even really heard him give a warning. He's like, there's 25,000 people. It's the first inning of Game 2 of the College World Series National Championship round. I can't even hear him. And he says that he gave us a warning. So I'm looking at this and thinking, how can I not go out and talk about balls and strikes when that is probably the one thing that is the most important throughout an entire baseball game? Remember, those are 250 to 300 different times that an umpire is going to watch a pitch. Now, obviously, there's hits, there's pitches that are so obvious a ball that you have to, but there are 300 potential calls that a home plate umpire has to make just on balls and strikes. I should be able to talk to you about the one thing in the sport that happens the most throughout the sport.
No doubt.
That should be it. It should be a way. And if I say you've already missed 3, you should be able to sit back and think to yourself, did I? Did I not? Does he have a point? Does he not? In all reality. Now, is your pride hurt a little bit? Probably. Were you embarrassed on national television? Yeah, absolutely. But at the same time, if he's right, then he's right. And I'm curious now to think about what he thinks about this now that he's away from the situation, because he goes back and reviews the tape.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if college baseball is anywhere like the MLB or minor league baseball where you get graded. Again, I have a X feed that I follow there that's umpire grades. I get them instantaneously, almost at the end of a night. I can tell you what umpires in Major League Baseball had the best and worst nights behind the plate. There should be a reason why he should do it, and he shouldn't get thrown out because he was letting you know that you were bad at your job.
256-576-97.7 if you want to get in on that conversation. It's definitely one of the more intriguing conversations of the weekend, but a lot more to get into, and you guys can do it on the phone lines or on WZZN at TV, where we got a chat box ready for you guys to fill out with your questions, concerns, and maybe just a little bit of fun. So we'll hop into a break, Joe, and when we get back, we'll continue on it and finish out the first hour of the Blitz. Don't go anywhere, because you're listening to all the action here on 97.7 ESPN The Zone, ESPN Winchester, and WZZN TV.
This is the Blitz with Joe Hunk and John Abraham. 256-576-4977.
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Drivers who switch to Progressive have an annual savings of nearly $750. Progressive.com.
Braves on the road to the New York Mets today. Spencer Schwalbenbach gets the ball for Atlanta, 5-4, 3.26 earned run average, $1.26 favorite against Paul Blackford of the Mets, plus 104. The total is 8.5. That number is juiced to the over. The Braves have won 8 of 10. They lost yesterday, the rubber game of their series with the Marlins. The Mets have lost 7 of 10. Game 7 NBA Finals last night. Thunder over the Pacers, 103-91. Thunder, the plus 240 favorite to repeat as champion. Knicks and Rockets, plus 750. Cavaliers are 9-1. For more, go to VSIN.com. Mike Sennett, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed the musty smell in your home? I hope not, because damp smells mean that you could have a crawl space problem. That's where AFS comes in, a groundworks company. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to waterproof your crawl space and get to the root cause of the problem. Schedule your free inspection at afsrepair.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
You've got to experience Toyotathon at Bill Penny Toyota. They've got the selection with over 700 new Toyotas to choose from. And they've got the extras with Bill Penny perks and a 10-year unlimited warranty. So get on over to Bill Penny Toyota today and experience Toyotathon. Bill Penny Toyota in Huntsville and online at BillPennyToyota.com. Bill Penny's Toyota 10-year unlimited warranty is valid through the 10th year of ownership. Valid on new vehicles only. See dealer for details.
I'm here with Thomas from Talent Heating and Air. With the temperatures going up and temperatures going down right now, now is a good time to get your heating and air system looked at. Thomas, when somebody calls, you guys answer.
That's right. The phones are staffed by us. They're manned 24/7. We're ready to come out and take care of you that day.
How do they give you guys a call?
You give us a call at 256-503-4490.
And you can find you guys on the World Wide Web at
talenthvac.com.
And now is a good time to do this because you guys are offering a special deal.
That's right. We're doing $49 tune-ups this spring. We're also doing free second opinions. We offer that year-round. Somebody comes out, they say you got a back compressor, leaking refrigerant. Give us a call, see if we can save you some money.
Thomas from Talent Heating and Air. Thomas, one more time, that phone number.
256-503-4490. AL certain number 21014.
Tom Abraham back from my friend Ross Roberts at Valley Equipment Rental. It's springtime, so let's get that garden tilled with a tiller from Valley Equipment. And while you're at it, snag a power washer for the house and the driveway. And if you're putting in a sprinkler system, they have the small trencher that you need. And you can even rent a Skag zero-turn mower and much more to get your property in shape. Valley Equipment, not just for the contractor, but the homeowner as well. 2 locations on the North and South Parkway. Valley Equipment Rental. Learn more at valleyequipmentrents.com.
Eagle Masonry and Installation. It's right there in the name. Eagle is your one-stop shop for block, stone, or brickwork, monument signs, and outdoor kitchens and fireplaces. Eagle also offers the finest craftsmanship and insulation, including fiberglass or spray foam insulation, and of course, insulation removal. Philip Love and his team have years of experience, bringing the region the best in masonry and insulation services. For more information and a quote, visit insulatewitheagle.com or call 256-755-1556. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
When you call most roofing companies, all you'll hear is, you need a new roof. Not when you call Fleming. At Fleming Roofing and Restoration, we're focused on your needs, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement. Folks around here have trusted Fleming since 1965 for all their residential and commercial roofing needs. And as the area's storm damage experts, Fleming knows all the ins and outs of the insurance claims process. Log on FlemingHSV.com to schedule your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
Your Fox 54 weather brought to you by Tellini's Italiano.
Another hot afternoon in the forecast. High temperatures once again going to be climbing into the lower 90s with heat index values reaching the lower 100s. Heading into Monday night, clear sky. Low temperatures fall into the low 70s. I'm Fox 54 meteorologist Emily Owen on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Your Fox 54 weather only on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
This will turn journalism on its ear.
Watch our stream on WCZN TV on Twitch and YouTube.
But you are the greatest hero in American history.
We are 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Joe, I know you were probably pretty focused on the College World Series.
Oh, absolutely.
Of course, because that last segment was all about the College World Series.
Well, it's just because I hate when you get into a massive spot and something like that takes away from the game overall.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the same could be said for the NBA Finals. I mean, an injury like that right at the beginning of the game is, it ruins the hype right out the gate. And I felt like that was definitely a big reason why Coastal Carolina kind of struggled against LSU in Game 2. A game that, honestly, I felt like they should have won. But again, I mean, you could say that about everything. I was also pretty focused on the MLB. There's a lot of intrigue over the weekend. Of course, the Braves had some good games against the Marlins. They also had some bad games
So they
against
had
the Marlins.
one good game.
7-0 on Saturday.
They had one good game, and then they had two bad games where they shouldn't have lost. And then you also find out that Chris Sale, trying to be a dog.
And he was the dog.
And he did.
Come on.
Now do you see why the man took himself out in that game?
Yeah.
Because he only went one more batter.
That was upsetting. That was so upsetting to see. He's got a fractured
Maybe
rib.
2 batters.
Fractured rib. He's placed on the IR because of that amazing diving grab he had against the Mets just a few days ago. And that's just something that it was great in the moment, but now you're thinking about it. Well, he didn't really need to dive out for that, but you know what?
No, he did.
It was insane.
No, look, I appreciate the effort, and I hope that over the 15 days, because it was retroactive to like the 19th.
Mm-hmm.
So he's about 4 days into it now. So most likely he's going to miss at least 2 starts, maybe 3. And what sucks about it is because of who you got coming up over the next week. Yeah, that's kind of important to have Chris Sale on the mound. But, I love the effort because that was showing you exactly what this meant to him in the middle of June when everybody was saying, the Brave season's over with. This man's diving up by 5 in the 9th inning.
Yeah.
That was impressive, but he's on the 15-day IL now.
Some dog mentality.
What's the dog, man?
I watched some stuff from the Pirates and the Rangers game, and I gotta admit I was pretty upset with it. Seeing players who get paid millions of dollars to play the game that they love, just to see them not really play the game. O'Neal Cruz, one of the better players on that Pirates team, he was trying to field a ball that came his way during that game on Friday against the Rangers, and bounced off his glove, just kept rolling back, and he just kind of stood there. And I got to admit, it pissed me off to see it. I really did. No effort from him in that play. But you know what? The Pirates went on to win one of those games. So, it's fine. Yankees also had a pretty fun series against the Orioles. They lost a few. They won a few. And on top of that, Jazz Chisholm, he made sure he took names and knocked a few people down on his way to that win just the other day as he was running home. Catcher got in his way. What do? You plow through him. Almost, it was like two of the runs he scored came from interfering with the catcher, but you know what? The runs counted, so didn't really matter at the end of the day.
But when we come back, somebody just always has to open their mouth. If you thought that the next 30-something days was just going to be boring, wait till you hear what's coming from Tallahassee.
Oh, jeez.
It's coming up next on the Blitz. 97.7 ESPN The Zone, WZZN TV, ESPN Winchester. That's how you can listen to the second hour. We come back on the Blitz.
Love the drama, Joe.
Joe Hunk, John Abraham, 256-576-4977. This is the Blitz on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Carrabba's Italian Grill is the best place to enjoy authentic Italian cuisine, passed down from our founders' family recipes. Featuring a wood-burning grill, you can enjoy Carrabba's signature dishes, including chicken brine, wood-fired grilled steak and chops, and classic Italian pasta dishes. Have a special event? Elevate your catering with Carrabba's Catering, the perfect way to enjoy large party portions of your favorite hand-prepared dishes for any event. Carrabba's Italian Grill at Parkway Place, Huntsville.
Hi, this is Wes Neighbors. I'm here with Sam Fleming with Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Sam, tell the folks about Fleming Roofing and Restoration.
Hey, Wes. Our company, Fleming Roofing and Restoration, specializes in commercial and residential roofing and repairs. I'm a fifth-generation Huntsvillian, and our family's been doing construction business in Huntsville area since 1965.
Sam, what kind of roofs does Fleming Roofing and Restoration do?
Our guys are skilled enough. We can come out and address any kind of leaks or issues you might have on your commercial, on your metal roofing, on your shingles. We can do anything, and we can offer you a solution to repair it, or we can replace it.
Well, you guys also do insurance restoration.
Our staff has 10 plus years of experience as insurance adjusters, and we really do know the inside and out of the claims process at Fleming Roofing and Restoration.
Check out Fleming Roofing and Restoration online at FlemingHSV.com, or you can call or text them at 256-651-9440.
Hey, Wes, we show up.
Hello, listeners. I want to tell you a little bit about Minuteman Press and what we have to offer our community. We specialize in paper printing and can help from designing your piece to the finished product. We print media guides for many of the athletic departments at high schools and universities around the area. We typically purchase sponsorships from these schools as well, try and help them with their fundraising. Once we have reached our new normal, we also print all types of marketing materials free We hand out either in person, via mail, or at various trade shows and events. At Minuteman Press, we're not just putting ink on paper, we're building relationships.
This is Steve Moulton from 97.7 ESPN The Zone, and this is What's Happening. Be sure and download our app. Just search 977 ESPN in your Google Marketplace or your Apple Store, depending on your device, so you can take us wherever you might go. And you can also check out our latest zone deals. Head over to our website, 977ESPN.com. The top left banner reads, "Savings never tasted so good." Click on that, then enter in the big zone deals store for half-off zone deals of Lawler's Barbecue, Cecil, Carrabba's Italian Grill, Bubby's Diner, Corlejos Mexican Grill, Bad Daddy's Burger Bar, Divergence, Full Moon Barbecue, Bigfoot Little Donuts, Hickory Store Barbecue, Good Company Cafe, Apple Lane Farms, the Decatur location, and rounds of golf at Cherokee Ridge Golf Course and Gunter's Landing. And that's what's happening.
John Abraham here from the Blitz. Look, I love a good party, so why not join me on June 27th at Bobcat of Huntsville as we celebrate their new location on Highway 20 in Madison, right beside Redstone Harley-Davidson. I recently got to check out their massive 13,000 square foot location, and I was amazed. Don't just take my word for it. Come on down to Bobcat of Huntsville and enjoy the day from 10 to 3 p.m. Food, fun, and a whole lot of door prizes will be available, so don't miss out as the Blitz will be live on location June 27th.
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Drivers who switch to Progressive have an annual savings of nearly $750. Progressive.com.
Braves on the road to the New York Mets today. Spencer Schwaldeman gets the ball for Atlanta, 5-4, 3.26 earned run average, $1.26 favorite against Paul Blackford of the Mets, plus 104. The total is 8.5. That number is juiced to the over. The Braves have won 8 of 10. They lost yesterday, the rubber game of their series with the Marlins. The Mets have lost 7 of 10. Game 7 NBA Finals last night. Thunder over the Pacers, 103-91. Thunder, the plus 240 favorite to repeat as champion. Knicks and Rockets plus 750. Cavaliers are 9-1. For more, go to VSIN.com. Mike Sennett, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Your Fox 54 weather brought to you by Tellini's Italiano.
Clear and quiet all across the Tennessee Valley. Low temperatures going to be falling into the low 70s. Heading into our Tuesday, another warm afternoon with high temperatures reaching the mid and upper 90s. Few isolated showers possible in the afternoon. I'm Fox 54 meteorologist Emily Owen on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Your Fox 54 weather only on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Log on today, 977ESPN.com. Joe Hunk, John Abraham, 256-576-4977. Welcome to the Blitz.
Second hour, final hour, best hour on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Joe Hunk and John Abraham with you on this Monday morning.
I love Mondays.
Hope you are having a tremendous one as we get the week going, as we've officially reached the dog days of summer. We'll talk about that in a minute. We'll need to let you know, though, about the phone lines because this next one's going to be fun. 256-576-4977, because we have some news out of Tallahassee that Alabama fans are going to love here in the next few minutes. So make sure that you stay right here as you are going into the 10 o'clock hour. Now, coming up tonight, Braves on the road still.
Mm-hmm.
They fly from Miami, where they did nothing. They won one game, but they only won. And by the way, Saturday in Miami, that's how it needs to be every single game. Still around from foul line to foul line was still empty, but there was a party in the outfield on Saturday. They need to do that every game. They had drummers, they had vuvuzelas, they had bands, they had everything. It was a party out behind left field. Needs to be like that every single time. But Braves now traveling to New York to take on the Mets, who just lost 2 of 3 to Philadelphia. got absolutely obliterated on Sunday Night Baseball last night.
This Mets team has been struggling lately. All right, they had 7 games lost straight, and then they finally were able to get one just yesterday. And Juan Soto, big ups from him. He had another game where he hit 2 home runs, and he actually looked like he was the guy that's getting paid some of the most money in all of the MLB. But I mean, this I think is a good time to face off against this team. You know, the Mets are on a little bit of a skid.
They've lost 8 of 9,
and now with the Braves coming in, while they are starting to win games, get things rolling. I think that this is a good matchup to get out of the way. And of course, this is the same Mets team they just faced off against a week and a half ago. So I mean, it may not be in Atlanta, but it's still against the same Mets team that has found themselves in a little bit of a rut.
Yeah, and so that is where that first pitch is going to be at 6:15 tonight. You'll be able to listen to it on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Spencer Schwellenbach's going to be on the hill for the Braves. Paul Blackburn is going to be on the hill for the Mets. If you remember what happened last time he faced the Braves, he only went 3 2/3, gave up 3 runs and a home run, and only struck out 2. Spencer Schwellenbach didn't. His performance wasn't much better. He at least went 7 innings, but still gave up 4 earned runs against the Mets last week. 2 home runs, 8 Ks, but the Braves did pick up the win. That was that come from behind win that they had in the first game of the series last week whenever they did sweep the Mets. So all intents and purposes right here, we were actually going to talk about the NBA Finals for a second, just because it was Game 7 of the NBA Finals.
I feel like we got to talk about it.
And for some reason, I actually watched the final quarter. Don't know why.
Good for you, Joe.
Don't know why. Now, after watching that quarter, I understand why I didn't watch the rest of the season.
I think it's hilarious that you were watching the NBA Finals, and you know what I was watching, Joe? While I was eating my dinner, I was enjoying my night. I was watching the 2006 AFC Championship game. Peyton Manning versus Tom Brady, baby.
So truth be told, again, I've told you guys about my daughter and how she is infatuated now with baseball and hockey.
Mm-hmm.
This is her first year. She can't really remember football season. Like hockey was her first season that she really remembered. And obviously she spends a lot of time at the baseball field with her brother. So she thinks about that. But last night, 2-year-old, get her ready for bed. We get in the recliner, start rocking her. All she wants to watch is hockey. Like there's no hockey on.
You might have some women's hockey somewhere.
There's none. Like there's no hockey on, baby girl. I'm sorry. Like we don't have anything. She's like, I want hockey. So sure enough, Joe has to go to YouTube and pull up an old hockey game again.
Yeah.
Tried going back into standard def. That's not good enough for her.
Oh, no. So she can't even watch hockey unless it is high quality.
Yeah, she can't watch standard definition. Like when I did, she's like, not this hockey.
These kids are so spoiled. And we don't even try to spoil them. That's the problem.
No. And so now, sorry, Preds fans. I turned on the 2017 Stanley Cup because I wanted her to see the atmosphere in Nashville. So I turned on Game 6, which is where the Penguins clinched, and we watched that. And then she looked back. She goes, I want baseball. So I had to find a baseball game to just turn on then. So that's all she's wanting to watch because she was fighting to go to sleep. So that's what we did before I said, I'll watch this last quarter. It's the last quarter. It's the last quarter of a championship. I'm at least going to watch it. I don't know if the Thunder knew that it was the last quarter for a championship. They didn't act like it. I now understand the reason why the Pacers had all the cameras following them, because they had more emotion than what the Thunder did for actually winning the thing. That was going to be the conversation. But then On3 decided just a little while ago they wanted to drop this article coming out today. Again, dog days of summer, man. We're 38 days away from the Hall of Fame game taking place. Like there is basically baseball and that's it.
Oh, I can't wait, Joe.
For the next 38 days, man.
Feels like this show has been on a little bit of a halt as of late.
So
because of the lack of football.
So I open up X, pull it up just to see if I missed any developing news. And the first thing I see is from On3, and the headline reads, Florida State quarterback Thomas Castellanos says Alabama doesn't have Nick Saban to save them. I just don't see them stopping me. My thoughts initially, let me read the whole article. Like, you know what you're saying?
Yeah.
Like it's it could be like one of those, like, they can't stop me. I have all the respect in the world for this Alabama team, but I believe in myself. So here's the entire quote of what Thomas Castellanos just said in an interview that he did with On 3 and with Pete Nakos, who we just had on a couple of days ago. Maybe want to get him on tomorrow. So he says, I'm excited, man. People, I don't know if they know, but you go back and you watch every first game that I've played in, we always start fast. He says, I've dreamed of moments like this. I dreamed of playing against Alabama. They don't have Nick Saban to save them. I just don't see them stopping me. And then the ACC, I feel like I tore the ACC up more myself last year. He said something else. And now I'm with this squad. I hope people don't think that Florida State is going to be the same team it was last year, because we have weapons. People can't just sit back in the zone coverage and watch me. That's the entire quote at the very end of the article where he talks about Alabama. That was not misquoted. That wasn't clickbait. That is really what he just said.
Oh, he's not wrong. It's definitely not going to be the same team.
Well, no, Alabama's not the same team as it was the last 2 decades.
I was meaning Florida State. Definitely not the same team.
No, they're not the same team
from last year. And I like that about this matchup. It's what makes it so intriguing is we're going to get to see 2 totally different powerhouses. One of them that had a terrible season last year with a quarterback that was supposed to keep them hot and rolling. But, of course, Ugalele did not do that. Then you bring in a guy from Boston College that he's been really good. I mean, this guy has been pretty stellar. Last year, he had to deal with some injuries, but the year before that, this guy was a workhorse, not even just in the air. He makes a majority of his plays on the ground. And the one thing I look at with an Alabama team of the past, even with Nick Saban, is that they struggle against quarterbacks that know how to run the ball. So I wonder how much different this is going to be, because now we're looking at Kalen DeBoer defense. And I see it working totally different. I don't know if he fully understands what this Alabama team's got, but at the same time, Alabama needs to look at what he's got as weapons, and some of those weapons know Alabama pretty well, because one of the top wide receivers is Squirrel White, a.k.a. Mr. Tennessee number 10.
Right.
Very fast.
No,
very much a
extremely
playmaker.
fast, especially in the slot. Don't forget, Gus Malzahn is their offensive coordinator, and Gus Malzahn is an offensive coordinator, extremely good. Like, this is where I'm actually really curious about how good Florida State's going to be on offense with Malzahn, because he hasn't just been a play caller since 2012? I mean, it's been like that long since he's actually just been offensive play caller, not going to worry about everything else that comes with being a head coach. You have brought in multiple transfers all across the offensive line, because it wasn't just Castellanos. You do have like 3 of your 5 starters are going to be different on the O-line.
Totally different.
And so there's question of, okay, defense, want to see what they're going to have for Florida State, but offense, this should be better. Should be. But then comes the question about quarterbacks facing Alabama in week 1 of the regular season.
Okay.
Now, the last 10 Power 5 games that Alabama played in week 1 of the regular season, this is going to be a fun John Abraham quiz game.
Computer's running a little
It's
slow.
okay.
I had
It's fun John Abraham quiz game.
Nope. That's why we have the song, so you don't bastardize it.
The song is me singing anyway.
It's more of like,
you don't
me.
tell Taylor Swift not to sing the Taylor Swift song just because the Taylor Swift is on the computer. You let her sing the song.
Do you want me to play
John Abraham quiz game?
You know what?
John Abraham quiz game. John Abraham.
Stop, don't bastardize the theme song. It's just saying John Abraham Cruise Game. John Abraham Cruise Game. John Abraham Cruise Game. That's right. It's the John Abraham Cruise Game.
Fun John Abraham quiz game, where we bring up questions just to see how good we can remember certain events.
I love that.
Okay.
By the way, the running back for this Florida State team, Roydell Williams, used to be an Alabama player.
Yes.
Just I wanted to throw that out there.
There goes all their plays now. Now he's going to know everything that's happening.
No, that was 2 years ago. Nick Saban was the coach back then.
Sorry.
So he knows Nick Saban's offense. He does not know Ryan Grubb.
So what I've done over the last little bit is I have compiled the last 10 Power 5 quarterbacks that have faced Alabama in week 1 of the regular season.
All right.
Now, if you are curious, the last time Alabama faced a Power 5 opponent in week 1 of the regular season was 2021. Last year, they played Western Kentucky. 2023, they played MTSU. In 2022, they played Utah State to start off the season. Before that, 10 straight games against Power 5s to start the regular season.
All of them felt like they were in Atlanta.
I say pretty sure majority of these, if not all of these, were neutral site games outside of 2020.
No doubt.
I mean, it was either Orlando, Atlanta, or Dallas.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, John, out of the last 10 Power 5 quarterbacks, you can either say team and or name, because I have both right up here. Which quarterback do you think had the best offensive output against an Alabama defense?
Give me USC.
USC 2016, that was Max Brown, 101 yards passing, 0 touchdowns, 1 interception in a loss for USC.
Pretty gross.
Yeah, pretty gross and nowhere close to the top of the list.
Okay, then. Oklahoma.
They never played Oklahoma
in the season. I get mixed up with the end of the season.
It's okay.
I'm trying to remember every
again,
single
the reason I
team
bring
they
it, while you're thinking, the reason why I say week 1 of the regular season is because this is when a team has had all season or all off season to prepare for you. Okay. It's not like it's the middle of the season or anything like that. You know, kind of what Thomas Castellanos is going to be facing. This is going to be a week 1 game where the entire Alabama coaching staff has watched all of his film from Boston College, all of his film from UCF, all of Malzahn's film. So that's the reason why we're going with this week 1 game.
Well, let me cook then. I'm going to go with, let's start off with Clemson.
Clemson, which that was beyond the last 10 years.
Dang it.
Yes,
Okay,
because
okay.
this is basically the last 10 quarterbacks that Alabama has faced that are Power 5 quarterbacks range from 2012 to 2021.
It's tough. Okay. I don't know why, like, people don't understand. Alabama does not do bad in any of these games. So a majority of these teams only scored maybe 1 or 2 touchdowns.
Most of these quarterbacks only threw like 1 or 2 touchdowns, if any.
Florida State,
DeAndre Francois, 2017. Golly. It was back when the brand new Mercedes-Benz Dome was hosting its first college football game, and DeAndre Francois left a little bit of himself on the field. 210 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions in a loss to Alabama.
Not terrible.
Not terrible.
Okay.
Not the worst.
Okay. I'm thinking ACC though. Okay. I
Okay.
think that's the right move. Give me the Red Birds
of Louisville.
From Louisville, yes.
2018, Jawan Pass, 252 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions in a loss to Alabama.
That's a bad performance. How far are we going back?
2021 to 2012. That's the last 10 times that Alabama's played a Power 5 opponent to start off the season.
I don't think I can get back to 2012. I'm going to be real with you.
2012, Michigan, Denard Robinson, 200 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions in a loss to Alabama.
Good old shoelace. That's that's not the best though.
No,
right?
it's nowhere close to the best.
All right, well, who do you got for me?
All right, so here's what we're looking at. Let's start backwards. You've not mentioned Miami in 2021. That was De'Aaron King.
No, it's terrible.
128 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions.
They scored like 3 points in that game.
So
no way I'm picking Miami.
Well, they can't score 3 points. He had a touchdown pass.
Did he actually?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
All right, 2020, which was an all-SEC season because of COVID. Sean Robinson from Missouri, 185 yards passing, 1 touchdown, no interceptions in a loss. 2019, Duke, Quentin Harris, 97 yards passing, no touchdowns, 2 interceptions.
That was the team that only put up 3 on him. I get my ACC teams mixed up because they're all bad.
You've mentioned 2018 Louisville. You've mentioned 2017 Florida State. You've mentioned 2016 USC. 2015 Wisconsin. Joel, is it Stavey? I believe, yeah. 228 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception.
Okay. I see a trend. Defense is really hot for Alabama to start off the year.
2013 Virginia Tech. This is one of the first games my wife and I ever went to together, by the way. This was in Atlanta.
Was this what they rolled out their like brick numbers? You should remember this.
No, I don't think it was this game.
Okay.
No, I don't think it was this game. But 2013, Logan Thomas, worst performance against an Alabama team in the last 10 games against the Power 5 opponent. 1 interception, 0 touchdowns, 59 yards passing. Which brings us now to the quarterback that has had the best performance against Alabama in week 1 of the regular season amongst all the Power 5s. Can you guess it? I will give you the team. Don't take your hands off the keyboard. Hands up. You're watching on WZZN TV.
My hands are up.
His hands are up. West Virginia, 2014.
Geno Smith.
No, not Geno Smith. No, it was not Geno Smith. 365 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions for one Clint Trickett in a 23-33 loss to Alabama. I said it backwards because we're talking about West Virginia. Those are the last 10 performances by a P5 quarterback in week 1 of the regular season against Alabama. I know that those are all Nick Saban's. It's also kind of crazy that Alabama hasn't played a Power 5 to start the season the last 3 seasons. Kind of strange. Mainly because we kind of got so used to it. But the answer was Clint Trickett of West Virginia, 2014, 365 yards passing, 1 touchdown.
All righty.
That is the best performance by a Power 5 quarterback against an Alabama team.
So can Thomas
in the last 10 performances.
Castellanos do better than that? I don't know if his passing game will be that amazing, but on the ground, there's something to be said there. None of those quarterbacks that you broke down, except for Denard Robinson, I felt like had a rushing presence.
Well, see, and so I went back, and that was part of what I was looking at because I thought, wait a second, DeAndre Francois was supposed to be a running quarterback. I think Max Brown was also supposed to be a running quarterback. We know Denard Robinson and Logan Thomas was supposed to be. De'Aaron King was supposed to be as well. I think combined, if I go back and did the numbers combined for those 4 or 5 quarterbacks that I just mentioned, including Quentin Harris, I want to say that their rushing yards are in negative yardage. I want to say that.
None of those guys, though, had the abilities that Thomas Castellanos had, though.
Okay, no.
1,000-yard season, look, I don't think any of those guys had that. I'm going to be real with you. That's the thing to look at. So there definitely could be something to be said about this guy's legs.
Okay, so,
but his passing game, again, could still be questionable. I think there could be some interceptions thrown.
Okay, so now the one that you forget about, and I know and I understand you forgetting about because obviously we're looking at a lot of this 10 and 15 years. Do you have Thomas Castellanos numbers in front of you?
I do, yes.
Okay. What did he do last season?
Last season wasn't much of anything. He
give me his best season then.
I'll go with 2023 then. On the ground, he had 215 attempts, 1,113 yards, 13 touchdowns, and yeah, I mean yards per game was 85.6.
I think a lot of people forget how good DeAndre Francois was before the Alabama injury. 3,350 yards passing in his freshman year, 20 touchdowns, 7 interceptions in 13 games for Florida State in 2016. That's why going into that game in 2017, so many people thought Alabama this was about to be a good game with Florida State, and then Alabama dominates them. What's crazy is he also came back like his very next year in this junior season, and he still passed for 2,700 yards. Now, rushing wise, he only rushed for about 200 yards back in 2016, when it was all he really kind of had to, because he was just firing the football everywhere and going in there. So I think that a lot of people forget how good DeAndre Francois was. And John, I know that this was back in 2012, and that means that you were 10 years old. Denard Robinson was a different animal for Michigan.
Trust me, I already knew that.
Denard Robinson was an entirely different dog.
This is one of the few players at the beginning of my football love that I was just like, oh, I'm going to remember this guy's name. And I have all throughout my life. It's just, this guy was an absolute beast. And the culture that he really threw at Michigan, it totally changed the way anybody looked at that school.
Look,
and on top of that, he also made the cover of the final NCAA football game.
De'Aaron King, because again, that's the last time that Alabama played a Power 5 in week 1 of the regular season. You go back and look at what he did at Houston in 2018, 2,900 passing touchdown, or 20 passing touchdowns. That'd be a lot. 2,982 passing yards, 36 touchdowns, only 6 interceptions, and he also rushed for 674 yards for Houston. That's why when he went to Miami, people quit. Oh, this man right here is about to this is about to be a Miami team's about to change. And then there was also that whole thing about, how much money it took to get him there. But the whole thing about that was also before we got into this whole scenario. That is what we're looking at with there's mobile quarterbacks that look to be potentially, you could even argue, could be on a list of potential Heisman contenders, that Alabama just derailed their season right out the gate.
Nick Saban's not there anymore, though, Joe.
And Thomas Castellanos let us know that.
That might be the turning point. That might be what Thomas Castellanos needed to actually find success against the Crimson Tide going into 2026. So,
what do you think? 256-576-4977. Thomas Castellanos throwing out some shade. I mean, it's June. It's going to be 100 degrees. It'd be nice to have some shade, but about this one.
Still a lot more quarterbacks barking right now than usual, Joe.
Well, now we have more talking points for Alabama at SEC Media Days. What do you think about it when we come back? Get into your phone calls next on the Blitz, 97.7 ESPN The Zone, as well as WZZN TV.
Phone lines are open now. 256-576-4977. This is the Blitz on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
I'm here with Thomas from Talent Heating and Air. With the temperatures going up and temperatures going down right now, now is a good time to get your heating and air system looked at. Thomas, when somebody calls, you guys answer.
That's right. The phones are staffed by us. They're manned 24/7. We're ready to come out and take care of you that day.
How do they give you guys a call?
You give us a call at 256-503-4490.
And you can find you guys on the World Wide Web at
talenthvac.com.
And now is a good time to do this because you guys are offering a special deal.
That's right. We're doing $49 tune-ups this spring. We're also doing free second opinions. We offer that year-round. Somebody comes out, they say you got a back compressor, leaking refrigerant. Give us a call, see if we can save you some money.
Thomas from Talent Heating and Air. Thomas, one more time, that phone number.
256-503-4490.
AL certain number 21014.
All good things must come to an end. That holds true for employee pricing too. Hey folks, it's Bobby White back again for Woody Anderson Ford. The last day for employee pricing is going to be July 7th. Up until then, you can buy the new Ford you want and pay what we pay. We've got nearly 150 F-150s to choose from with generous finance rates and the best deals of the year on America's best-selling truck for 48 years in a row. Had your eye on a Bronco Sport? It's employee priced, and we've got over 60 to choose from. Full-size Bronco, we've got over 40. New shipments of Explorer, Expedition, and Escape have just hit the ground too. Again, all things must come to an end, and the last day for employee pricing is July 7th. Time to hit it and get it. Employee pricing can save you up to thousands off MSRP with over 600 Fords to choose from. There's a good chance you'll find exactly what you need. Woody Anderson Ford, It's important to see us before July 7th.
Since 1986, Full Moon Barbecue has been cooking quality meats low and slow over a hickory wood-fired pit. From ribs and wings, brisket, turkey, catfish, and sausage to the best butts in town. If you're planning a holiday or a birthday party, Full Moon has a large banquet room. And Full Moon is ready for your next catering or tailgate. Just call us and we'll take care of everything. 256-713-0070. Full Moon Barbecue on the Parkway next to Costco. The best little pork house in Alabama.
Tom Abraham here for my friends at Your Home Window Company. When it comes to replacement windows, exterior doors, or new window screens, Your Home Window is the answer anywhere in Huntsville, Athens, Decatur, or Hartselle. Your Home Window windows and doors are made here in the USA and come with a lifetime warranty. When replacing those old windows or doors, Your Home Window has the solution for you. In-home estimates are always free and financing is available. Learn more at yourhomewindow.com and see clearly with Your Home Window. Visit yourhomewindow.com to make an appointment today.
Football season and Bad Daddy's Burger Bar. The perfect combination of good times and great food. This season, score big with one of our chef-inspired expressions of pure burger amazingness. Our delicious burgers are made with premium Angus beef, and you can pair it with one of our signature cocktails or a cold craft beer from our huge selection. Bad Daddy's Burger Bar on the Parkway in Huntsville and our new location at Cliff Farm, Highway 72 in Madison.
I'm here with Stan McDonald of Jacob Title. Stan, I've heard that every real estate closing at Jacob Title is a very big deal. Why is that?
Wes, I'm reminded of a very impactful statement that I heard from Coach Gene Stallings years ago when he talked about big games and little games. He said he didn't like that comparison. He says, because try losing one of those little games. And if you ever do, it ends up being the biggest game all year long. Well, it's the same thing with real estate closings. Every game, every closing is a very big deal at Jacob Title. Because when it's your closing and your contract on the line, it's a very big deal. And we understand that at Jacob Title.
So it sounds like whether your client is a first-time residential buyer or a multi-million-dollar investor, they can expect your A game.
That's exactly right. As a matter of fact, when you bring your real estate closing to us at Jacob Title, we understand it's all about trust and confidence. And when Stan McDonald tells you that a chicken dips snuff, you can look under his wing for the box.
And like Beebs likes to say, there's no doubt about it.
Hey, in time. You know, you might be.
EA Sports also just dropped some game footage, by the way, showing you what the atmospheres are going to look like in the new college football game that's supposed to be dropping soon.
What are you thinking?
It looks cool. It looks awesome.
Yeah.
And again, I may totally be biased. Obviously, you know why. If you've listened to this, you know, the entire show for more than once, I know exactly what my first game is going to be when I play it. I mean, I think anybody's lying to themselves if they're not doing Virginia Tech first game. Like, I'm serious.
What?
I mean, you may not get past the first quarter because the team may not be that good. But as far as wanting the first game that you're going to be playing whenever the new game drops, I think that there will be an overwhelming amount of people playing as Virginia Tech just so that they can get Enter Sandman as they come out the tunnel. I think that it could be just me. Could be just me. But I'm just saying, that's my thought is, that's the only thing that I'm doing. Very first game, turning it up, surround sound, all about it. Get Blackbird going, and I'm going to be playing this Virginia Tech.
I think a lot of people will probably be playing as like some SEC teams, LSU, one of them, just because of how hot they've been. Florida, maybe you throw them out there
because of the atmosphere stuff.
Well, yeah, but Death Valley and LSU is, you know, it works hand in hand. That is a wonderful atmosphere. I know it's not the same as Virginia Tech, but
dude, they've added Enter Sandman.
That's pretty cool.
Enter Sandman.
I hear it every day.
You're right, we do. You know why? It's part of the reason. But it was Enter Sandman, dude. This is going to be a legit awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. Well, we got a caller on the lines right now that will probably be playing as LSU because he's such a big fan of it. It's Brandon. Brandon, how you doing, man?
Man, been working daylight dark like you wouldn't believe.
Dude, I thought you died. I'm not even I haven't heard from you in like a month.
Well, a friend of mine that worked for me did die. And I've been having to pick up slack during a very busy season, and it's been tough. It's been real tough.
Yeah.
So
dang it,
Joe. That's why you can't say that. Yeah, you have been gone for a little bit, but
I keep my bad. Just gonna shut
well,
up. Keep going.
no, they're just good. It's life, you know. With me, it's no holds barred. Say what you want. So yesterday, I'm watching that game, and I agreed to not work yesterday. Yesterday, when we came in, we were doing some stuff. My wife decides that she wants to get mouthy and loud.
Okay.
And I step out in the hallway and I look at her and I say, "Do you want to do this?" And it goes from 10 to about 4 instantly. That is exactly what that referee, the ump yesterday, should have done in the LSU situation. He should have walked out and told the base coach and the other coach, "Come here. This is a championship game. I know you've got to fight for every inch. I get that. We're not going to do the arguing balls and strikes thing. I'm totally within my right to eject you. I really don't want to do that here. But if you want to continue, I'm not going to have a choice."
Absolutely.
All you had to do, the whole situation, everybody shuts the hell up and goes back to where they're at. There might have been a little bit of stuff said, but there wouldn't have been no more balls and strikes. When you're in charge, you have to set the tone. These coaches are out here fighting for their life.
It's
They're
strategy.
fighting for a championship. They're doing what they can.
Yes, it's part of the strategy in this scenario.
Yeah, you don't do that. You don't toss somebody in the first inning of a championship game. I turned the game on, walked inside to get something, come back out, and hadn't even had time to get in the pool, and turn around, look at the TV, and my son was like, "Daddy, they're kicking people out of the game." What? I was like, "They're ejecting people in a national championship series? Are you serious?" And I rewound it back on the TV and watched it. There was no reason for all that.
No.
None.
No.
None whatsoever. Chris Lee was on Drew and them show this morning, and I like Chris Lee, but I'm going to tell you something else they don't do. If my understanding is there's supposed to be a pitch clock in college if there's nobody on base, correct?
Yes.
I've never seen it enforced. So don't give me that crap about if it's the rules, they enforce it. They enforce what they want to, when they want to. And when you've got an ego and you do crap like that, it hurts people. I'm not saying that Coastal would have won the game. I'm just saying that wasn't necessary. I mean, I've seen college football coaches come unwound and not be thrown out of games. You don't do that in a championship game. If somebody asks for it, lethal weapon, the easy way or the hard way. If you give them the easy way or the hard way and they want to continue, then they get what they get. But I just felt like that was so out of line, and that dude did that, and he's never going to have to answer for it. They're not going to do anything to him for doing that yesterday. I don't believe so.
No, and I think that that is where in this scenario, and I agree with what you said, but I even go just a little bit with the conversation of saying, Coach, based on the NCAA rules that I have right now,
yes,
I could throw you out. I absolutely have every right to. Okay. I understand you're upset. I understand you're questioning the calls. I'm not wanting to do that in this scenario. Okay. I'm not wanting to. And if I've got to answer to the NCAA in this, then I'll say this is a national championship game. I am not going to have it decided, and I'm not going to have my umpiring crew be the reason why team A or team B wins one of these games. I'm not going to have that happen. So I'm going to try to give them a little bit of leeway, and I'm going to give them an extra warning that's a little bit more, Coach, I could throw you out right now, but I'm not going to. And then if he continues, then go. And then you can and look, even you can even explain to him the scenario, and if you want to, because again, I don't know if college is the same way that you get like with the pros, where you get like a pool reporter that can go in and talk to the umpires or anything along those lines and ask a question. And it may just be in football. But then even in the pool reporter and be like, look, I gave him a warning. And then I even said to him, I don't want to throw you out in this scenario, but I can. And he continued, and then I threw him out. Then it could be like, look, I even gave him an opportunity to walk away because of where we were, and he didn't.
Yeah, and then Humpty Dumpty wouldn't have had a great fall.
That's what I was going to bring up. It wouldn't have had to happen.
Like Don Zimmer over here trying to get to Pedro. He's just falling everywhere, just trying. All he does is because he tripped. And then the first base coach gets thrown out. I still don't know why the first base coach got thrown out.
Me either. That was one I couldn't figure out because I was with some people yesterday. Two of the guys that was at my house while this was going on are baseball coaches in high school.
Mm-hmm.
They were dumbfounded. One of them played fullback at Auburn with Cam Newton.
Oh, okay. I know you're talking about that.
He coaches baseball here at Rome High School.
Yeah.
They look on his face. He's like, that guy just threw them out. And I was like, both of them. Dumbfounded. Like there was not a conversation. Everybody was just looking at each other, trying to figure out what's going on.
Absolutely.
And if this is a Thursday game in April, yeah, you won't throw somebody out, big deal.
Yeah.
Not in a series clinching game that could have been.
Oh, absolutely. Again, and look, this may not have been the reason why Coastal Carolina lost. It may not have been. They had an opportunity. They came back 5-3. They had an opportunity to tie it up. They had their opportunities. But at the same time, this is a major blow to a baseball team early in the first inning. Like you are barely out of the gate, and he got chunked.
Yeah.
And I know that he has, obviously he has, assistant coaches and all that can fill in the gap. And I'm sure that those coaches are going to be up for head coaching jobs and all this. I get all of that. But you still do not do this in this scenario. You try to give them as long of a leash as possible because of where it's at. And because you understand that they get heated. It's the same way of getting upset with a baseball player who just hits like a walk-off and does a bat flip, and the umpire gets mad then or says that he gets shown up and wants to throw him out. It's the College World Series in Omaha. It's the national championship round, and a team has an opportunity of hoisting a trophy at the end of this. Yes, we're going to be heated. Yeah. Yes, it's going to be intense. Yes, the pucker factor is going to be at not like 1,000 or -10, whatever the most ultimate is. Yes, it's going to be like that.
Well, in football, you get coaches that get out on the field and they give a sideline warning.
Yeah, they get the get back guy.
They keep, okay, and then they keep on, and then you can throw a flag.
Yeah.
They need to come up with something like that in baseball where you get something before you get an ejection. Because in football, you can at least call a timeout, then you can walk out on the field and go talk to him.
No.
But they're saying he ain't supposed to leave the dugout. So what the hell are you supposed to do? Scream at each other from 150 feet?
Well, that's where the warning came into play. But again, there's outside of listening and hearing the ump say that there's a warning, you don't know that there's a warning. I mean, there's no flag that is being thrown that is going to tell them that, hey, you got to take it easy on these umps. I mean, you're not supposed to be questioning all these balls and strikes.
Well, I don't understand why coaches in baseball don't have at least twice a game where they can call time officially and come out for a face-to-face explanation on something if they want it.
Well, and a lot of
times
times
you can't do it all the time.
No, but
do it once or twice a game.
Yeah, and a lot of times you do it in between innings. Like a lot of times that's when it'll happen whenever the umpire's getting a drink of water or, there's a pitching change or something along those lines. That's when you go out and you have this conversation with them. But you're going to yell. That's the other part. You're going to yell. And if I understand the umpiring crew, wasn't game one that they were umping together or anything along those lines, but you had just met with them beforehand. Like, was this something that they talked about at home plate? Because again, this was the bottom of the first inning. So did you talk about this at home plate? Being like, hey guys, remember, no arguing balls and strikes, just letting you know, against NCAA rules, can't do that. Going ahead and letting you guys know right now.
Just never would have imagined. I mean, could you imagine them ejecting Nick Saban in a national championship game in the first quarter?
Jeez. No, that is a good way to kind of compare it. I mean, we're not talking about Nick Saban right here when it comes down to it, but for a coach that has had as many accolades throughout his years as the Coastal Carolina coach, I mean, getting them to where they were at 26 straight and then into the World Series yet again. This is his first time as the head coach, but still I mean, you could definitely put that. I mean, for Shenault to get kicked out of the game, you could compare it to some big-time coaches getting kicked out of a football game, but that doesn't happen. Never would.
No, I mean, I couldn't tell you the last time I saw a head coach in a football game, especially in a big game, be ejected. Can y'all remember one?
God, I've never.
Or a basketball game?
I'm about to say, now basketball games I've seen head coaches get ejected, but heck, in football, I'm just trying to think of them getting ejected, period.
Yeah. And they've never been big
Yeah,
ones.
I mean, yeah. So I think most of the time they know how to handle it in football. They call them over and say, hey, better turn this crap down or it's one for the road.
Yeah, you have that mic'd up version where it's like, hey, coach, look, come on, work with me here.
There's a lot more conversations done during football games as well between the coaches and the refs.
Yeah, you shouldn't. This shouldn't be something that if this would have happened in the 6th or the 7th inning, like, okay, but we were right out the gate, man. Like you barely even had time to go get your drink and come down and sit down. Like if you went to the bathroom in between the top and the bottom of the first inning, dude, you go, what? Wait, what happened? What did I miss? Why is everybody going crazy?
That's exactly what happened to Brandon.
Somebody hit a home run? Coastal up? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, I got up. I was actually trying to put yesterday the round sound in the pool house. I bought some.
Oh, sweet.
And it's got zones and all this stuff. I've been staining the inside of the ceiling and doing all this stuff. And I actually was getting ready to get in the pool. I walk out and everybody's like, I'm like, what's happened? Like when they told me they ejected them, I thought they were joking. Because I just couldn't believe in any scenario that would ever happen.
Like, no, he really didn't get ejected. Yeah.
Because I walked out and everybody was like, God, I can't believe that. And I'm like, what? Trump bombed Baghdad again? What happened?
Jeez, that's a different story in and of itself.
Iran's gone for a second time.
Brandon, we appreciate you calling in, brother, and giving us a little insight on that whole thing. It was definitely an interesting course of events that took away from the actual winners event, which, of course, is LSU getting their 8th national championship.
Roll Tide, Jones.
Good stuff from him. I'm surprised he didn't have anything to say about Thomas Castellanos.
He may not know yet. I mean, seriously, the article just came out like maybe an hour or so ago.
Well, I think the fans will start getting in on it once they start learning and getting closer and closer to Alabama, Florida State, which a lot of people want to kind of overlook because the way that Florida State played last year just did not look competitive whatsoever. But now, I mean, they've got a real chance to have a team that could, find success and maybe go and win 10, 11 games. It was just a freak year last season. Don't pick up DJ ever. Don't ever pick up a DJ for a quarterback role. Either way, we got to hop into a break. When we come back, going to be closing out the show, fixing up all of the stories we missed out on. What are you guys going to be watching for this month straight? No football. Basketball comes to a close. College World Series over. We got the MLB, but it's not going to fill out all of our days, is it? That's what I want to know when we get back on the show. This is the Blitz on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone. I'm also watching. Steve is
just got a break. You can't because somebody else is taking control.
Yeah, Steve's on the.
Okay, that's not good.
Let's see if he can. He's going to move those.
He's like literally trying to go to break right now, and he's moving on everything as we speak.
It's moving a few things. I could probably. It might make it. You know what? I'm just gonna.
Just do it. You've seen those beautiful epoxy floors in a garage.
There's power in caring when it is put into action. Each year, our bankers serve on nonprofit boards, support our local educators, and volunteer with our hometown food bank. I'm Bobby Humphrey, Vice President of Business Development for Bryan Bank, and community service is just not a line item in our mission statement. It's who we are. Because after all, Alabama is our home too. That kind of commitment to community might not be what you would expect from a bank, but it's exactly what you can expect from us. Give us a call or stop by one of our 2 offices in the Huntsville area and experience unbeatable service and legendary results.
Bryan Bank Equal Housing Lender, NMLS ID 2428943, member FDIC.
The company is Eagle Masonry and Insulation, but did you know they're also Eagle Landscaping and Dirt Work? Eagle can take care of all your landscaping needs, including irrigation, sod work, and planting, both plants and trees. On the dirt work side, Eagle can grade and build your pads, haul dirt in or out, and even do erosion control. Philip Love and his team can do it all for you. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
I'm here with Thomas from Talent Heating and Air. With the temperatures going up and temperatures going down right now, now is a good time to get your heating and air system looked at. Thomas, when somebody calls, you guys answer.
That's right. The phones are staffed by us. They're manned 24/7. We're ready to come out and take care of you that day.
How do they give you guys a call?
You give us a call at 256-503-4490.
And you can find you guys on the World Wide Web at
talenthvac.com.
And now is a good time to do this because you guys are offering a special deal.
That's right. We're doing $49 tune-ups this spring. We're also doing free second opinions. We offer that year-round. Somebody comes out, they say you got a back compressor, leaking refrigerant. Give us a call, see if we can save you some money.
Thomas from Talent Heating and Air. Thomas, one more time, that phone number.
256-503-4490.
AL certain number 21014.
Normally, when you call a roofing company, all you hear is you need a new roof. Not when you call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Since 1965, the folks at Fleming have been focused on what you need, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement, commercial or residential. And when it comes to storm damage, you want Fleming on your side. They know all the ins and outs of insurance claims and will guide you through the entire process. Log on FlemingHSV.com and book your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
Hey folks, this is Arthur Seaton, managing partner at University Kia, proudly saying roll tide and war eagle. Stop into University Kia today and shop one of the area's largest selection of new Kias, including Fortes, Seltos, Telluride, and Popular Carnival, and fully electric EV6. View all the great specials at universitykia.com and get pre-approved in minutes so you can drive home your new Kia you really want, because we want to see you in a University Kia.
Talking Ball with Scott Tyson and Drew DeArmond. Weekday mornings beginning at 7 a.m. only on 97.7 ESPN and the 97.7 ESPN The Zone app.
Never in my life did I ever think that John Abraham would want to be playing as a middle tier ACC or Big 12 team in the new college football game that's about to come out in a few weeks.
I'm not even going to get it, Joe.
It's now been confirmed that the Pop-Tarts Bowl mascot will be in the game.
No way. Are we able to play as the Pop-Tarts mascot? Like, can we bring back the Pop-Tart or the Pop-Tart game? Like, can we bring back the mascot games, though?
Don't know.
Doing front flips over people, juking people out, doing somersaults.
Don't know.
That is the one thing EA needs to kind of consider whenever they're creating this brand new game. Either way, welcome back into the show. Final segment here on a Monday. It's the dog days of the sports world.
It is. And letting you know before you get into that, developing news now, Alabama's just picked up a new commitment from four-star running back Javari Barnett, who was initially committed to Illinois. He's just flipped to Alabama out of Tampa.
Some conversation to keep up with, but this segment, as always, is presented by the wonderful people at Bobcat of Huntsville. Whether you got a small or a big job, well, Bobcat of Huntsville's got the utensils and utilities that you need, whether you need a skid steer, a mini excavator, or something as small as a little drill. They got it over there off of Highway 20 right next to the Harley-Davidson. And, Joe, we're trying to dig up sports to watch during this month.
Well, and the Pac-12 has just announced some of their agreements as well, as phone lines are ringing. So you can give us a call at 256-576-4977 as the Pac-12 has announced that they have an agreement to air some of their Pac-12 games on the CBS Sports Network, meaning that there's going to be at least 3 of their games every this upcoming season that are going to air on CBS Sports. Some of their basketball and football games are also going to be airing on CBS Sports Network. This is not the entire media agreement that they have with CBS, as they are kind of spacing it out to multiple television networks. But CBS Sports Network is the first to agree to a package to air Pac-12 games in the brand new Pac-12. So,
I mean, is this Pac-12 After Dark 2.0? Is that what we're getting into, Joe?
If you're CBS and you get better ratings from anything involving football in the regular season, well, you know that Pac-12 games, you're going to have your CBS game at 2:30 that you've always had, was the SEC. Now it's the Big Ten. And then once that wraps up, you can go to all your normal evening news and stuff. And then boom, a 9 o'clock game is right there again. And you're going to have people over on CBS once again airing it. Or you could even do it a 7 or 6 o'clock game, make it a doubleheader, and you've got afternoon Pac-12 football.
Well, there you go. I can't even
Still
complain.
going to get you better the ratings than anything else you're airing.
Can't even complain about these late night games, because what I was kind of focused on during the weekend was actually the 24-hour Nuremberg ring race, which you have absolutely nothing about.
Is that involved with P. Diddy?
No P. Diddy, but 141 laps on one of the biggest tracks that spans 12 miles. So, just something interesting that you might have missed out on. That's what I was.
Somebody has stolen my idea, John Abraham.
What is that?
You can't see it.
Oh, it's Babe Ruth.
They are doing vlogs now as Hank Aaron and Babe Ruth. Did I not do this on the air?
You didn't do it, though.
This has over 400 likes. This was my idea that I came up with.
You didn't do it, though. Jason's on the lines with us before we get out of here. Jason, how you doing today, man?
Hey, I'm great.
It's good to hear, brother.
I got you TV. I got you some good TV suggestions.
Okay.
We have the Idaho Full Contact Football League that's playing on YouTube right now.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Is that indoor football or is it like on farmland?
Oh yeah, it's football. You got a bunch of large Caucasian guys out there just smacking each other.
Jeez.
There's your soil. Whatever it was, soil judging national
do the soil
championship
judging right
there.
next to it, yeah.
And then you got the Oklahoma Professional League, which has teams from St. Louis, Missouri, Arkansas. It's going on right now.
Golly, Jason, what are you getting into, my dude?
Probably still all have more views than the UFL.
Probably.
John, you're the one that watched professional cornhole, and you're criticizing me.
I did it once. Jason, appreciate you, man. We got to get out of here. We'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully more interesting.
I love you.
State's largest orthopedic group is growing to meet the needs of the patients in our community. The Orthopedic Center has long been the most trusted name in orthopedics in North Alabama. So as our area continues on the fast track, so does the need for premier orthopedic care anywhere and anytime you need it. TOC is proud to announce the opening of our new locations in Albertville and Hampton Cove, along with the grand opening of our newest office in Decatur. These clinics will offer the same high-quality orthopedic care you have come to associate with TOC, with the convenience of being closer to home. As a patient, your time is your most precious asset, and we recognize that at TOC. That's why we are also proud to announce the opening of our urgent ortho clinics to handle those bumps and bruises that need prompt attention. These clinics are available to care for acute orthopedic injuries with no appointment necessary. With 30